What if I told you you didn't need to carry around an ID anymore? What if I told you you didn't need to swipe a keycard or type in your password anymore? What about even directly paying a vending machine? These are all things a little microchip and an RFID scanner can do. The only catch is that the chip is in your hand. In August of 2017, River Falls, Wisconsin tech company 3 Square Market embedded these microchips into roughly 50 willing employees to test the new product. Like mentioned before, these microchips allow employees access to their computers, open the building entrances, and even purchase their lunch. All the employees have to do is place their hand in front of the scanner and the transaction is done. According to 3 Square Market's president, Patrick McMullen, the rice-sized chip has no GPS and only holds its host's passwords, building credentials, and any sort of payment information. In its current state, it is fairly harmless. No battery to shock you, as its power comes from the scanner, and more importantly, no big brother. Of the 50 initial employees, the only ones who have their chips removed are 2 that left the company. In addition, around 30 more have opted in, bringing the total number of chipped employees to 80 of 250. The success of this trial isn't all McMullen's ingenuity. McMullen discovered the idea on a visit to Sweden, where these kind of microchips are slowly starting to become more commonplace. There, local company Biohacks International provides similar chips to roughly 3,000 citizens and not employees. In addition to what 3 Square Market's chip does, Biohacks chips can also store driver's licenses and bus or train tickets. As harmless as these are, their volatility is about to change. In a recent interview, McMullen talked about the next model. He stated that the addition of GPS tracking and a battery run off of residual body electricity are definite. Other functions may include the recording and even reporting of the body's vital signs. Many believe this to be a crossed line. On one hand, having information sent straight to your doctor can be a fantastic innovation in the medical field. On the other, knowing someone is tracking you can be quite worrisome, especially in cases where employers control the chips. This isn't currently the case, since all tracking devices can be turned off or left behind. These chips, however, are a part of you. And this movement shows no signs of slowing down. In November, it was reported that Biohacks was in talks with several UK-located companies about microchipping their employees. While the hardware has been tested and approved by medical agencies worldwide for 15 years, what they do is up for debate. Aadhaar is the merger of big data and government oversight over its citizens. The Indian government began forming the world's largest biometric ID system in 2009. Aadhaar refers to the 12-digit ID number issued by the Indian government to its citizens based on biomarkers such as a person's retina scan and fingerprints. The idea behind Aadhaar is noble: crack down on corruption and assist those in need. Many of those in need, the poorest of Indian citizens, do not receive the aid that is intended for them. Aadhaar aims to fix that by connecting all interactions with the government through this ID. In order to receive food aid, obtain a marriage license, or register to vote, an Indian citizen would need to produce their Aadhaar ID first. There has been mixed reception to Aadhaar. Many Indian citizens, some of the lower castes, feel a sense of dignity by finally being recognized and given a way to receive benefits without discrimination. However, privacy advocates have voiced concerns. The Indian government was eager to get as many people enrolled as quickly as possible, and in doing so, they partnered with private companies such as telecoms, utilities, and banks. With corporations assisting, there is no clear distinction as to what data they have access to now, but many believe that they can see everything. The Indian Supreme Court ruled in September to limit what data these companies can keep track of to preserve their right to privacy. The database has been reportedly breached multiple times, exposing up to 1 billion individuals' personal information. A reporter in January of 2018 was allegedly able to purchase database admin credentials for only $8. The Indian government is quick to deny these reports and claim the highest security, but there are too many reported breaches to believe them. The intention behind Aadhaar is great, but the execution leaves something to be desired. Between privacy concerns, network bandwidth issues, and breaches, Aadhaar has had many issues. The looming issue on the horizon is government surveillance. Now that India has obtained this information on its citizens, how will they choose to use it? Will they deliver on promises to help its citizens, or turn it into a police state like China, where all actions can be tracked and scrutinized? From the Indian welfare system, still mostly a validation system that collects large amounts of metadata, we now will move to address a system that has impact outside of a validation or a verification. This system explicitly and purposely includes reward and, more importantly, punishment. What we are talking about now is the Chinese social credit system. China has long been a surveillance state, but how far will these systems really go? Financial credit is an idea used to determine availability of financial tools given to any person. This is nothing new. What is new is the idea of social credit. How is this enforced, and what is Big Brother really watching? The system is based on trustworthiness, according to government guidelines. So the question is, do you feel trustworthy, punk? Trustworthiness may be increased by actions such as helping the elderly, protecting or preserving public property, or paying your bills on time. These are all very good things in most every society and may grant a person increased access to social tools like loans or travel rights within and out of the country. It is all very well and good, but what are some of the things that may not be so positive in the eyes of China's one-party government? Video games. Buying too many video games or spending too much time on them may decrease social credit scores. This, in many cases, is probably a good thing to curb in today's world, but is it really something that should decrease social standing? Circulating fake news. This is concerning considering the rhetoric that is being used by many in today's political realm, even in countries that champion free speech. In the case of this Chinese system, who's to say what fake news really is? In a country where even Google censors results, how is one to decide what news is fake and what news is simply not in support of the current leading party? The applications used to monitor citizens range from apps such as Sesame Credit, made by Alibaba, to more pointed applications that monitor the quality of your dog walking. Off the leash? That's a no-no. Jaywalking? Another ding. This bad move also comes with public shaming. Get ready for your face to be posted on monitor screens around the neighborhood. How is this monitoring done? Technology has been developed to recognize faces. This technology comes in the form of everything from street cameras to face-detecting eyeglasses. But can this powerful technology really be trusted in the hands of those that already hold so much power over their citizens? In a system that is so large and so potentially influential on day-to-day lives, those who have privileges revoked may not even be notified of the blacklisted status until it is too late. Although a written apology may be the only thing standing between you and the privilege of high speed or international travel, one can only hope that this necessity for apology is communicated. If not, a large surprise may be waiting at the next airport terminal. It seems as though the population is in support of the system. A survey suggests that 80% of respondents either somewhat approve or strongly approve of social credit systems. But this begs the question. If someone does not support the system, would they in fact be considered less trustworthy? How could this concern ever be addressed if it were the case? And who is to be the judge of those implementing these trustworthy guidelines? Should the legislators, leaders, and lawmen administering punishment in fact be those who are scrutinized most heavily? As one citizen said in an interview, people should have rated government employees, and instead the government has rated the people. The system's future success will depend on transparency and fairness. Do you trust it? Would it even matter if you're not deemed trustworthy yourself? Combining these systems with surveillance technology seems to be the trend, but is it really for the better? I suppose that depends on who is asking the questions. Just be careful what questions you ask. Your future depends on it.